You want to know your beloved, your darling, your desired partner. Why aren't they getting out of the rut? Why is there no movement here? What's going on there? You're asking yourself the question because you say, wait a minute, there was a little something there. It felt like something was happening. What's going on here? Why isn't there any movement here? And today we're going to take a look at what's going on there. What he doesn't say, or what's going on inside him, why he isn't getting into gear, not even shifting into first gear perhaps. And that's what we're going to look into now. We capture the energy of the now, the most present energy that wants to reveal itself. Dear ones, you know, we are a collective. Person cards are gender neutral and a collective reading may not apply to everyone. But I know you. Pick out what resonates with you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your existence. Thank you for your being. Thank you for your warmth. And I send you lots and lots of light. And I hope I can give you lots of positive energy, and I embrace you all tightly. So let's take a look and get started. So let's see what's going on there, why he isn't moving, why there is no activity visible here. Because of stagnation, withdrawal. We'll take a look. Okay. Well, we have the devil. The devil, yes. There is the dependency visible with him or her. I have here very strongly the materialism. So I have it very strongly. Something financial is being shown here, the material, the external. I have a dependency. And there is a process of detachment. Something here is the doubt. I sense it. And here I tell you very clearly, your loved one has shadow issues. And this is about the inner workings. What's going on here? And distrust. Maybe even a bit of exaggerated distrust. Maybe towards oneself, towards something else. Let's take a look. So, what else do we have? Okay, we have another major arcana, the moon. It's, yes, this hypersensitivity, showing something different to the outside. Fear. Fear is a very, very big issue. Here, someone doesn't dare. Here, suppressed. He or she, whatever it will be, is clearly suppressing something. Lacks the courage, premonition that something here isn't working. Something is breaking again. Something is failing. So there's a huge preoccupation with what this will become. Yes, already shown. So, and then we have the Five of Wands. Well, okay, Five of Wands. There is such an inner tension. He is avoiding something. And there is a conflict he or she is in, and maybe a kind of competition. Competition perhaps with someone else. This progress, he is suppressing something. Something is weighing on him extremely. And yet there is a challenge. He knows he is facing something. He is facing a challenge and is having a very hard time to face the challenge. So an inner struggle with his situation. And you know, we will soon see what is really going on directly. We will gain clarity. Okay, so he or she is under a lot of pressure. And what do I tell you? You also keep him busy. There is, well, he has very serious issues. So that is clearly shown. And what is going on inside him? The problems have really piled up. What you don't know about your loved one, what he also doesn't tell you, What he hides from you are his fears. He's really, really, really insecure. And if you have contact with him or feel something now, even if you don't have contact, it could be that this has been going on for a while. Anything is possible. We are in the collective. Inside him, how he might not have told you something, shown you something, why he doesn't take action, whether it's in this moment or has been before. That's the reason, because he showed you something completely different on the outside. You had an entertainer in front of you, pure entertainment. Because he tries to hide that he is so unstable, so insecure, because he somehow messed up. So if we are now in the area of messing up, we definitely have the topic of finances. There, I have a really significant bottleneck. If you now say yes, why, no, no, it looks financially good for him. Yes, that's what he might show you. That's what you perceive on the outside, but that's not the case. Because we are looking here, this is the view. I always like to say every card reading is a look behind the scenes. And what is happening inside his heart, in his inner self, is shown here in the collective. These are his past issues. I see him under a lot of stress, under pressure, and maybe you also felt that your loved one is showing you something now. Or the last time you had contact, he showed you something that might have reminded you that he might have been influenced. This influence from the family, maybe the mother, the father, brother, sister, or another person, that he has taken on the energy again. I see a bit of a chameleon in the loved one. With the people he has the most contact with, he changes color, so to speak, and adapts to this situation or these people. He more or less takes on the characters, the personality, behavioral traits, behavior patterns. And there is something that made you feel, wait. It might have been afterward that you felt it. Maybe you pushed it away yourself again. Oh no, nonsense. No. But your inner self told you he has adopted some behavior patterns, behavioral traits. And I'm telling you them here, collectively. I have it here in the parental area. It's shown as a mother. It could also be the father, but, it doesn't have to be family. Another person. And with the person close to your heart, I see them financially in such a disaster here that they no longer know how or what to do. Maybe they have also lost their job or have been reduced here in terms of hours. Or if they are self-employed orders, that there is a decline here. So something like that, their activity that brings them money. And I see that it's not going as well anymore. I keep seeing this stop, this decline as well. For him or for you, I see the heaviness. The heaviness is such a burden. This heaviness, things are not moving forward anymore. He is completely uncertain. And yes, he definitely lied to you. And even if and by lie, I mean in this area, the dishonesty, if he told you, hey, everything is fine with me, everything's okay. No, financially great, everything looks fantastic. Even things you might not have brought up with him. What he shows you outside, that everything is going great for him. No, everything is perfect with me. Work is going great, fantastic contracts, things like that. Financially, everything is amazing, no matter what it's about. There I completely see that he is wearing a mask and that he showed you something different because he didn't want to appear small to you. He might see that you are successful, maybe professionally. Yes, or you would then immediately try to help and support them, and that's what he currently can't handle or couldn't. It's the area of accepting help, because then he shows himself as very small. And it is also the case that he or she has a guilty conscience, feelings of guilt. Also has feelings of guilt in that area because he didn't tell you the truth. And that's also the point where he realized, or also realizes how special you are to him. That you have actually always been like the planet of luck for him all the time. The energy when you were there, wow, I felt so good. That's how I see your heart as a person. And then it hits like a fountain. This, oh God, what have I actually done? Because now it becomes clear to him, or it became clear to him then, what wonderful things you have always done, given, shown love, without wanting anything in return. I have seen you as so selfless. And he knows he didn't tell you the truth, no matter what it was about. And there he just put on an act and showed you something different. Because he knows exactly that he made the wrong decision. Whether it is that he is dealing with another person, woman or man, which he didn't tell you. If you perhaps asked him, is there someone else? No, nothing like that. And kept making excuses over and over. Maybe when you confronted him about it, like somehow you've become strange, is something wrong? No, I just have a lot to do, a lot of work or something else. The thing with work, as I said, maybe there's a job loss or, as mentioned, a decline. It just doesn't work either. I feel the heaviness, everything is ailing here. And it might also be that he or she doesn't tell you that they are currently getting support from another person. In this case, I have it here collectively in the family that he is receiving financial support there, but doesn't dare to tell you. Maybe does something in return for it. So he is in an obligation, in a commitment to another person. He is feeling absolutely terrible. He doubts himself. He doubts that anything can move forward again. And that doesn't mean there is no love for you anymore. No? Oh, no, not at all. The love is very intense, but he currently has no access to love because he is so busy with his problems, is that he doesn't know at all how to get out of it. But he doesn't dare to tell you, hey, I see you here. You would say, hey, no problem at all. We can talk about everything. I'm here. Because I always have this feeling, hey, there's a solution to be found or something that could be done. But he doesn't dare. That's the issue. He simply doesn't dare. And as I said, he shows you something different. And that's why I see him completely motionless. Here, actually lying, because he is currently just functioning. It could also be that if you say now, okay, but wait, I always see him going away here and there. Yes, that's distraction, also included. But actually, I see him more like he's remote controlled, lying here a bit. He does it, yes, but I don't see him in this happiness. Hey, everything is super great. I have him more closed off. I have withdrawn him, lying completely in the stress factor. And as if confined, as if he can no longer move properly himself. I have no lightness at all. I have him here completely lying in heaviness. It's as if he's actually stuck here in the modeling clay or something and finds it very difficult to get out of here again. And he also has fears himself. He is afraid to completely show you his insecurity. He is also afraid that you will notice that he is insecure because he knows you, can feel him. You can see right through him. And he really does have his own thoughts about it. That doesn't mean that now, even if there is no contact, or yes, that you now think, well, there's no movement at all. He doesn't want anything anymore. That's his issue because he first has to get out of this pile of clay. And I have him lying here so powerless. And it's like this. It doesn't mean that he doesn't love you anymore, that there are no feelings, nothing there. No, absolutely not. He just can't get moving because he's really overwhelmed with problems, full of worries. Financially, professionally, I have everything here. I have him completely in such a phase, lying in his situation, that he actually, yes, there's no real routine anymore. That real happiness feeling, this joy of life is even missing here. This, what is that? This alertness. When you meet him, when you have contact or had contact, or you tell yourself at the moment, there's no more movement. Why isn't he moving? That's because he really showed you something different. But you surely noticed that something isn't right here. And there's a bit, as I said, the change. But it has nothing to do with you. It could also be that he has reduced contact or maybe even broken it off. For the reason, yes, such precautionary measures. Precautionary measures that he or she has taken because he is afraid that you might ask something. He can't answer or doesn't know how to answer. He then feels put under pressure, comes under pressure to respond, because he doesn't want to constantly lie to you. It could also be that when you have conversations or contact, they just abruptly end, because there are always these short phases here. So these short sentences, yes, just short, not as detailed, this intensity. But that's because he keeps coming into this wavering, this tipping. And he knows that you have touched his heart. He knows that. But the access, I currently lack the access. And that's why this is now the reason for the question, why doesn't he come out of his pot of torment? Out? Not into movement, not into activity? That is the reason why the standstill is currently the stop. So let's take a look at what else we have here. We have the 8 of coins. 8 of coins. Oh, sorry, because we have the coins again, and the financial aspect was shown here once more. So I really have a strong sense of financial difficulties. It could be that one bill after another is coming in here. And this, oh God, he doesn't even know how he's going to pay for it anymore. And no matter what you hear from him now, you also notice, hey, wait a minute, he's lying to me right now. I tell you, yes, there really is a lie involved. But that's simply because he's somehow ashamed, because he can't get anything together right now. So, now let's continue. We have the 8 of coins. 8 of coins, okay, is already with your loved one. Something is building up there. Currently, there is still this lack, the lack of ambition. And simply because it's so painful, he lacks the courage, the strength. As I said, I see him lying there very powerless, very strongly, but something is slowly building up again here. And these problems, I really have to use the plural here, can be solved here. They will also be solved step by step. Because fundamentally, he also knows, and that's what he wants, to reconnect with you, to deepen the whole thing again. Because there are still feelings of happiness. He or she wants to make you happy. As I said, the realization of how wonderful you are has reached him. And all of this has gone deeper. It has deepened again. Because as I said, now we are in the area of feeling guilty towards you, which he might not have had before. There he is now. So, and that's how it is. He wants this change, yes. These problems, according to this collective reading, will be solved step by step. Then it also goes back into ambition. Purely this, yes, there, what does this activity do? Because she also knows that you are the person with whom she can really have something lasting in a relationship. Something can be built here. And I really like the card. So we have quite a lot of major arcana here, I just noticed. So we have the Fool. The Fool also signifies the beginning, a new start. It goes into openness. He or she comes into openness. What always holds him back here, the area? This relapse? This energy from one person or another situation? There it goes, into transformation, into change, into this openness, so that he is no longer in this dependency. Dependency on old behavior patterns, dependency that he is now financially dependent here, for example, or has to pay something back, things like that, and is always in obligation. And I find it fantastic here, how it continues into change, and it can really happen quickly. So now, although we still have very long, slow and tough movement here, but he or she will free himself or herself from the whole thing. become free. For him, it's perhaps a bit of a risk right now, which is why it holds him back. He simply doesn't have the strength. He's just trying to survive, like a fight for bare survival. But there's the beginning, the new beginning. And that's, where the change comes in again. That's regarding the question of why he isn't moving. Dear ones, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching and wish you a wonderful, beautiful rest of the day. Goodbye.